Welcome to Wickerson Studios. I am so far down the rabbit hole simply making incredible, in my opinion, geometries. This piece could be fabricated. It is laying hold of the Pathmapper, laying hold of the, the split tree, and dealing in how I can control data out of grids to produce these incredible geometries, in my opinion. So I think I've proven that yes, you can go into digital modeling, you can go into digital sculpture, and with 30 years of background in what I've done, I have no problem envisioning conceptual work, formal work, whatever you want to call it. I am just impassioned by this. Basically, this script, which is number 81, I believe, 82 of 1001 scripts. I can't imagine where I'm going to be when I get to 1001 scripts. So keep a watch. Subscribe to Michael Wickerson on YouTube. I've gone in and I made a simple series. That's all I've done. And in making a simple series and cross-referencing it 3 times 3 points, I've made a grid, and I simply have laid hold of this very simple grid, almost like a pointing machine. I've gone in and I've used the Graph-Mapper to simply graft it, and in doing so, playing with these different codes. If I put it on visual, if I was to grab basically the points that are coming out positive and negative, and building lines between them to kind of ladder them between. That's all I've really done, and divided the curve and built a line system between them. Uh, I merged them into a pipes formation. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'll stop it turning and I'll take it. Um, I found something. So this geometry, even though I variable piped it for interest and taken different steps to kind of control it and manipulate that, I think 7's kind of nice because of the cross reference of the shapes. Let's just throw it into artistic. And, well, I can plug in any data. Like, I'm actually making sculpture because of this, because I've gained control over what's happening in a sense of what am I looking for when I build a sculpture. And I'm scripting. I'm literally scripting different geometries, and having an awful lot of fun with it. Very simple changes, letting the curves dictate what the variable pipe be the forms. But keep in mind, this is all generated by a grid of points. That's it, and being selective as to what I want, scripting and coding the points between them, and building a relationship between two NURBS curves, this curve and this curve, and the points in between, and then how I want to join lines between those and how I want to accentuate them. So it's basically a line drawing. If you watch the work of Kandinsky, ahead of his time, what could that possibly be? Well, that could be this. I am thrilled. I am ready to produce sculptures on a level of where I used to cast metals and do iron pours and bronze pours. I've had 30 years experience of that, 20 years hard experience of that, 30 years of making art. I would like to see this digital modeling become digital sculpture and really get into the coding associated with it. So I'm basically dealing with a little series of who's to say what that form would change as if I jump into here and chose every point with a simple asterisk. And I'm very curious as to what that becomes as a form, and did that change from what it was? This point being, obviously I want to grab the same, I want to have a quick reference of that. Let me just leave this one, grab this item, copy and paste it, go into here, and as quick as an asterisk, to think about that as a geometry shift. No real shift between selecting all the objects and the item objects, but certainly an object change between going to staggering between 1 and 6 or 1 and 8 as data. I'm getting it. I'm visualizing it. I'm experimenting with it. I'm actually excited to see what can happen from this. So I think I'm doing what very few people are doing. I'm certainly not coming at it like others. I don't know many sculptors working this way to conceive of what they're doing. We'll do a zebra. I'm not even into the. It's not important that it becomes uh, EMAP. Actually, let me go into here go into analysis and just grab myself a surface zebra. Yeah, I think that should jump over, but maybe I'm having trouble because I'm locked into another one, or I'm not in rendering mode. So if I jump into render, maybe I can do that. Anyway, I'm not interested in how I can take this into a rendering or an animation or something like that. I want to turn it into metal. I want to take it to mold. I want to take it to print. I want to mill it. There's a sense of wanting to manufacture after this. Oh, I know exactly why. I'm just frustrated. I get ahead of myself so much. I've hidden the object, so I haven't been able to bring it out. So let's just grab the object and throw that into a zebra. Sorry, my head's somewhere else as I'm playing with this. I'm not actually really thinking about what I'm doing as opposed to, you know, playing around with it. There it is, a little zebra form. Kind of fun to check for continuity. I mean, I get a fluid motion when I actually take this into a mold and turn it into metal, but very excited about it without the rendering, finishing it off. I love the fact that I can totally transition this piece into this piece on top of it. Um, leave the turntable for a second. Just loving it. I'm lost. 6 minutes in, and I'm just looking at it as I'm showing. I'll have the script online. You can play with it. You certainly can change the data in here. You can inform yourself with some pretty interesting geometries and making. But I didn't think I'd be making sculpture this way in my life. But here I am doing it. Thanks for watching.